Mr. Gwen, this is Chinonso from the Kenga Chronicles. Where are you actually traveling to right now?
I'm heading back to Washington.
You heading back to Washington?
Yes, I'm heading back to Washington, and in a few days I'll be heading back to down to Nigeria.
You're heading down to Nigeria. What is it that is going on between you and Linda Ikeji actually?
I think it's everywhere in the press. You already know about it. The lady, she slandered me. She defamed me in the most egregious and malicious manner possible. I think I've made my position fairly clear that I would not accept that sort of abuse and exploitation of my name. I was quite astonished that Linda could do this. We all thought she was a good person. We all thought she was running a legitimate media business. We had no idea the sort of things she's up to. So for her to take that story and publish and lie against me without any consideration, she just knew the amount of traffic that sort of story was going to generate. And all she cares about is money. So I'm going back to Nigeria, as I have indicated earlier. We're going to sort this out. Want to subject the whole thing to Nigerian judiciary.
So do you think at this point you can't sit down with her and try to resolve this issue?
No, I don't. Well, listen, I don't see the possibility of it. The extent of harm she did is just significant. She damaged me in an exceptional manner. I don't know how she intends to begin to redress it, if at all she has any such intention. So that's why I think that ultimately this is going to end up in the courts, and let Nigerian courts determine whether this sort of behavior could be allowed in that country.
So what could make her not to want to sign off on the letter that was served to her?
I have no idea. I am here in the United States and the people went to serve her. She refused to take her letter, and it's not surprising. You have to understand, when we finally began to look at the person of Linda, we were shocked. She's nowhere near anything we thought of, but she's not a decent person. She's a very terrible individual. So money conscious, and she could do anything for money. Indeed, after this started, we commenced investigation. Naturally, as you would expect, I had to set up my investigative apparatuses on her. I wanted to know more about this woman. I wanted to know what is pushing her. And we were shocked by the things we found out. We were extremely shocked by the things we found out. She's not a decent human being. So I can understand that she would run away from her own documents, letters coming from a lawyer. She couldn't take it, and she instructed her staff not to take those letters. So,
can you give us a little insight about the things you say you discovered about her?
Well, I think it's obvious. I'm going to probably make some statement again, but Linda is not what we thought. She's a very despicable person. Many people didn't realize that Linda had an abortion this year in March. In the month of March, she had an abortion. An abortion. I'm not kidding. And this is not the first. It's not the third. I just have so much piling up, and I couldn't believe this is the same person. Nigerians don't know who this woman is. She's dangerous. She's a horrible human being.
With my understanding of abortion, what kind of abortion are you talking about? Are you talking about DNC?
Well, you know what abortion is. Termination of a pregnancy. And I believe the reports we're getting, she terminated the pregnancy because she got it from a married man.
So
the married man is responsible for the pregnancy that she had. Apparently, she had to abort this. And you know, the funny thing, that was not the first time. There's a whole lot of things in her dossier, and we're just beginning. By the time we are done, the country will be shocked who Linda is. She's a very terrible human being, I can tell you that. Indeed, when I began to read the reports on her, I knew. I was no longer surprised. The only shock I had was, how come it took so long to know who this person was? How could I have misunderstood who she was?
So specifically, sir, you're going back to Nigeria to start a battle with Linda?
It's inevitable. It's inevitable. It's inevitable what is going on. I was shocked the way she attacked me. I have given her a legal notice. It's required under Nigerian law, before you sue, you have to make a demand. Particularly when it's defamation, you have to give the other chance and opportunity to apologize and retract the defamatory comment or defamatory publication. We have to do that.
So don't you think 100 million naira is too much to demand from a lady like Linda Ikeji?
Now, let's put it this way. Do you know the extent of harm she did to me? supposed to run into billions. The 100 million was actually a gesture in anticipation that she might want to settle this without litigation. If we go to court, we're already reassessing damages differently. We are assessing damages correctly, and it runs into quite several hundred millions.
Wow, that's gonna be a whole lot of.
My name was everywhere. She put my name all over the world. She put my name in a very despicable manner. And the funniest thing was that if Linda wanted to know the truth, it was so obvious. Linda did not care about the truth. She did not care about the harm. She did not care about anything else except the money she will make. That's why we have to heed that money. We have to discourage her. She has to understand there's a cost to this sort of behavior. And that cost far outweighs the benefit. That's what we will urge Nigerian courts to consider.
Well, there's this rumor going on the social media right now, tagging both of you as a couple. What would you say to that?
No, that's silly. I think it must be a joke, but we're enemies. I can tell you that. That's I mean, it must be an extraordinary oxymoron to see us in terms of I think that's a joke. We're in court. We have an issue, very serious issue.
Okay, Mr. Mecca, we wish you a safe trip to Nigeria, and we do expect to get more about you and Linda Ikeji as time goes on.
Stay tuned.
Just keep us posted and let us know what is going on, sir.
Thank you.